Broadcasting. Hey guys, welcome to a special. The watch-alongs have been on a hiatus for a long time, and we are back watching John Schnepp's magnum opus, The Death of Superman Lives. And you know what? This is a fantastic documentary, objectively one of the greatest documentaries ever made. I will go, and we have two special people on the panel. We have, you know him, Matt Kearns. What are your thoughts on The Death of Superman Lives, Matt?
I love The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? I actually have. This is the Blu-ray. This is the New York Comic Con exclusive cover, which is signed by the wonderful John Schnepp and Holly Payne when I met them back in 2015. And actually, I also have, when I bought this, you got a free poster. And since it was the last day, John gave me a gigantic poster, and that has been on my wall and has not moved since 2015. I love this documentary. Of course, you guys know me. I am a big Superman fan, and I've always heard things about this, of course, Kevin Smith's story, but this documentary was just what I wanted as a Superman fan, never really knowing exactly about Superman Lives. This was just, it was everything I wanted, and it's one of my favorite documentaries.
Amen to that, Paul. I don't know, have you seen this before? What are your thoughts on John Schnepp, and just overall thoughts on this entire situation and the GoFundMe?
Entire situation, just looking at it, like, first of all, this will be my first time watching it. I've not actually gotten around to seeing this. However, being the AMC Movie Talk and Collider Movie Talk fan that I am, I've seen this. This was amazing to see when he had the first idea to talk about it, then doing his fundraiser for it, seeing where he's going on Twitter, interviewing, just seeing the behind the scenes that way was really cool to see, getting it put together. Being my first time seeing it in full, I cannot wait to see what this has to offer. You know, what Matt said about the Kevin Smith stories. I got to see him at Kent State talking about the production of it, or the lack of production of it, with the behind the scenes stories there. So I didn't get any other kind of behind the scenes stories besides that one, and occasional the post production, or pre-production, I should say, of some of the pictures we saw of all the background with the planets and the ships and things like that. So I'm very interested to see this finally.
You guys get to see how batshit crazy John Peters is. I've seen this documentary.
110%, Matt. So guys, we're going to actually press play. We will be giving you guys every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or if you ask for it in the chat, a time code. We're going to be doing this pretty simply today with just Hangouts. A lot has been going on this weekend, and it's just simpler for all of us. So, Matt, Paul, you ready? We're going to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Nice blue Schnepp zone. Super Skull shipping. I love that. This is awesome. Good old John.
Who would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite graphic novel of all time.
I just realized that that is shot in the same place that the old AMC movie talk was shot.
Well, it was still AMC Movie Talk.
I know. I just realized it's the same studio. See it?
Mm-hmm. And here's why Clark likes this movie.
Well, yeah. Rob's amazing, though.
That still haven't been able to see that documentary yet, and I'm really mad about it as a Superman fan.
Interesting. I love that design of Brainiac.
It's Moses with aliens. Just simple as that.
Exactly.
As the story of Superman, like it is Moses with aliens. Sent a person from a dying world, stick him with a family that was not originally his, and he becomes a hero. And yeah, that's story, people.
This is amazing.
I love the music to this. This is good.
100%.
That's one thing I like about this is John, which you'll see he does they do their best to recreate what scenes might have looked like had the movie been made with it's pretty cool. Like, of course they don't have Warner Bros. Budget, but it is sort of to see it in movement is it's really something.
Cool.
Amen. John Peters.
This guy is so crazy, and you will see the things he talks about
He's the star of this.
Oh, he is. He is, and he wasn't originally supposed to be in this. Literally a couple days before the movie was complete, John Peters called John Schnepp back and was like, "I'll do the movie." And then he had to re-edit the whole film with John Peters in it.
That's great.
Yeah. This guy's just batshit. I love it though. He's so crazy.
See, he's crazy, but he doesn't seem like he's an asshole. He just seems like awesome.
No. You can be crazy and not an asshole. I mean, he does. If you listen to Kevin Smith talk about him after the first Evening with Kevin Smith came out, he likes to hear himself. Like he he probably loved it. Oh, yeah. He loved it. He loved Kevin talking about it.
This is the best part.
Oh, Kevin Smith is my favorite part of this, and he's doing the same thing in Evening of Kevin Smith, but it's
But the best thing is
funny.
It's being intercut with Peters, and
and Peters has spent since that story came out rewriting it in his own head.
It's great.
Yeah, it's so funny. Haven't you seen enough with the first film? Must he go tropical?
Man goes to was that the Hawaii Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
thing?
that's Hawaii one. That's his.
Yeah.
He was like, "Must we go tropical?"
I love Kev.
Oh, I have seen that. That is the musical, and it's not good. But I watched it because I'm a Superman fan. I want that jersey. I wish Kevin Smith sold his jerseys like that. I would wear that all the time.
He retired all his orange and blue ones.
He did. He's now black and red is what he's wearing now. Because Fletch lives. One of my favorite things about this documentary, and something John Schnepp talks about, is after Kevin Smith finishes his story, there's really no purpose to have Kevin in the movie, but he's like in the rest of the documentary because it's Kevin Smith, and he can just talk about comic book movies and comic books forever.
That's great.
Yeah, he also got in like 500 street fights, apparently, according to Holly Payne. That's what John told them. Don't want to see that suit too. Oh, okay. I want to fight a giant spider. Okay, here's the thing. John Peters has been rewriting this in his head since 2003. Okay, and here's how I know. Okay, that's the name Kevin Smith came up with. And now John Peters uses it as his own. You fucking asshole. You fucking producer asshole.
It's great.
Oh, here's another reason why Clark likes this. It's got Burnett, it's got Kong.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Tarantula's a good movie too.
I've never seen it.
I love Tarantula.
It's Clint Eastwood early role. He was a pilot in it.
For like a second, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say, John Peters has wonderful hair for a man of his age.
He's a hairdresser.
But Clark, if he went to Harvard, would you be talking about that? Oh, yeah, Nuclear Man, I think, was based on John Peters. It's not true. Which, when you see Man of Steel, if you know the end bit when he's fighting over the Indian Sea, there is a spiderish element to it. There's a element to that. So, you know. And of course, there's another movie where produced by John Peters with a giant spider that is much more
Wild Wild West. Yep.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's not terrible.
So
I fell asleep at that movie.
I'm sitting there. I'm watching this terrible movie. And in the middle of it, there's a giant spider. And I'm like, John got his spider. You guys don't know. I've seen Evening with Kevin Smith like 1,000 times. I can word for word repeat that Superman story. Does he want me to sit him down and tuck him in afterwards? It is so weird to think that this movie would have been for everyone who, no, I'm a BVS fan, of course, he's gonna know. For everyone who complains about they killed Superman in one movie, they literally would have killed Superman and brought him back in one movie.
This would be great.
Oh, that movie. That is my favorite graphic novel because it is an amazing story. Actually, you have a bagged Death of Superman issue. It's up by my Yoda statue. Because I love Yoda. And Superman. Batman. I would have loved that. read to him. Go. Thought she was crazy.
He's great.
It's so good. I mean, that's what happens when you're a rich Hollywood producer and you make Batman 89. You can do stuff like that. Wait. It's called the Fortress of Solitude. What, can you fight a polar bear? This guy has way too much access to the Discovery Channel. He's in the animal kingdom. And then they were just statues. Wendy darts. Oh my god. Oh man.
89 and Returns are masterpieces, in my opinion.
I agree. Although you and me disagree about which is better.
They're still better than the other two, though. I think we both agree.
And I like Forever, but yeah, they're better. I mean, but for me, it really comes down to Keaton. I love that portrayal of that character so much. he thinks he came up with it. I love it. Yeah. This part. Oof. Sorry about that, buddy. I don't think he talks about it here, but he talks about Kevin Smith talks about how he had a black and white party like at the beginning of the movie, and they made him cut it out because they're too expensive to do black and white like tuxedo parties on film.
Is that in the extended Smith
It
thing?
might be in the extended talk, which you can find on the Blu-ray and DVD.
You can also find it on the website, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened.
Yes, you can.
Download the digital copies. It's worth the money.
It is, guys. It's I mean, this is an amazing documentary. If you're a comic book fan, but more specifically DC Superman fan, you'll love this.
That's great. He did.
I think he made a great sequel, but I don't really think he made any mistakes on the first one. I was just thinking more about just the Kevin Smith story. I will never read anything written by Kevin Smith, and it's on the back of Tough Shit.
That's so. Hey, Malcolm. He's in the chat.
Oh, I'm watching it on full screen, so I can't see you guys. I was like, Malcolm's here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, there's nobody in the chat right now. It's all good.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just honestly, I'm just watching a documentary that I love.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Dude, I'm fine with saying, like, besides Batman, Mr. Mom is my favorite Michael Keaton performance because it is actually really, really good. It is a really good movie and a really good performance.
What's funny is I remember those news reports on TV about that Keaton being Batman. I'm like, and everyone's like, "What? Oh my god!" I remember that backlash. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I remember none of that because I was born in '97.
Yeah, I was.
Bill Murray was
I was
also
10. Yeah, he was supposed. Bill Murray was supposed to be Batman first. Yeah,
that was when they were going for a more
they're gonna
'66
go.
Bill.
Yeah, they're gonna go
And
campy.
then-
Yeah,
And then Mel Gibson was actually going to be him, but he wasn't able to do it because he did Lethal Weapon 2. He was already committed to Lethal Weapon 2. Which I honestly, because I love Keaton so much, and Lethal Weapon 2 is my favorite Lethal Weapon movie, I'm glad that the things that happened to although Gibson would have been a really good Batman.
Yeah, I think so too.
He would have been a really good Batman.
Yeah.
Heck, I still say you do a straight up Dark Knight Returns movie, I think Gibson could still do it now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'll say it, and I'm stealing from Kevin Smith. Clooney could still do it. Clooney could do it.
Clooney was good as Bruce Wayne in Batman and Robin. But not as Batman. I think he did a good swap Bruce Wayne.
He was a good Bruce Wayne. His Batman was a little bit too laid back.
Well, he didn't even change his voice for it.
That was the issue.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm Batman. Okay, hi, I'm Bruce Wayne.
But his Bruce Wayne, I think, is actually pretty good.
It was pretty good. I thought so.
Like, it's the best Playboy Bruce Wayne that we have.
Right.
Because he was literally in 97. He was Bruce Wayne in real life.
He was, yeah.
That's why I love Kevin. I love how it has to say Nicolas Cage, Academy Award winning actor. he did. And Nick Cage named his kid Kal-El.
Yep.
That's the whole point. We're supposed to think of him as Batman. You mean George and Chris Reeves? That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I might be a few minutes behind you, or a couple seconds behind you, but the John Peters Pink comment is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
funny
god!
Is the streets comment like, yeah, we need a Superman for the streets.
Oh my goodness.
Kevin, you know why you and me we get Superman? Because we both grew up on the streets. I mean, I grew up on a street. Yeah, she actually would have. 96, 98. Would have been good. Oh my god, Marlon Wayans. Guess who's playing Jimmy Olsen?
If black. I like the if black part. My goodness.
Walken would have been great.
Oh, yeah, he would have been good. Like, Christopher Walken's a weird guy, and he can do a lot of weird stuff, but when he needs to act really well, he can do it. And I think he would have been able to pull it off.
Love Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awkward.
It's okay. They replaced him with Christopher Plummer, so it's fine. Sorry, what?
But, 'em.
What? 'Cause, 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 Yep, that's Lex Luthor.
Wonder if that's where they got that from, the Justice League Unlimited arc.
Possible. I mean, that's in my script too. I have a Superman
True.
script that I'm working on, and I have Brainiac takes over Lex Luthor's mind, and he forces Lex Luthor to start building a body for him. Talk about a 90s cast, though, for a movie. Like, this is the most 90s cast.
Yeah.
In a good way.
That defines the 90s right there.
I mean, yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr. for Beetlejuice.
Jesus.
That would have been weird.
That would have been weird.
Again, the Kevin Smith story when he talks about he wants the voice of Hooper from Chasing Amy to do it. So you want the voice of Brainiac's robot to be a gay black man? This stuff just looks cool.
I wonder if Warner Brothers now should just like, F it, let's just make it. I don't care. Just do it.
I don't want, like, I think the time is gone, but what I would love them to do is, like, they have all this stuff. I want them to go on tour with it. Like,
That'd
all
be
their
fun.
movies that never existed, just go on tour. You know, do like what they did with Harry Potter and just have exhibitions of all this stuff that from movies that never were.
Right. I mean, they did the tour eventually with all the Batmobiles and stuff and all that stuff. Like, why not do the stuff they didn't do?
That's what I'm saying. I think that'd just be fascinating.
Yeah.
And you get like these suits lit up and you just, you know, you have the concept art. I would gladly go to that.
Heck yeah.
Because this is the thing that I think people don't realize is that, you know, people when they hear failed projects, they go, well, a bunch of people got in a room and they were like, we're going to make this movie Superman Lives. And then a week later, they were like, oh, we're not making it. It's like, they were literally they say in this documentary, they were a week away from filming when it got canceled.
Ghostbusters was my first drive-in movie all the way back in 85, I think, or 86, something like that.
I mean, the movie came out in 84.
Yeah. Okay, 84. There we go.
That looks cool to me. Yeah, that's interesting. That would look good on film. We should probably do that. This movie couldn't get away from spiders. Which is the Blu-ray disc. Ship.
Fascinating.
No, it's crazy. I had a mullet in the comics at the time. Yeah. God, John Peters.
Cut
Yeah,
the
because
head
that
off.
Superman of all characters needs a cape to cut a dude's head off or to bring someone closer. Because it's not like he could get there super fast or something, John. That's what we need. We need me to interview John Peters.
So basically, he wants to steal that from Doctor Strange.
Just tell him what a jackass he is. Idiot. This is when Clark just nods and agrees with everything that's going on in the documentary.
funny how Tim Burton was like, he wanted to do this because he always did dark movies, and he wanted to do an opposite, like a lighter movie and shinier. And all I'm watching is darkness and dark concept art, and I don't see a lot of light.
I love that they left this in.
Yeah.
Oh, Schnepp, I love you. Okay, this wrestler, Dwayne Johnson, he's not going anywhere. All right, bye.
It's just fun.
Looks very similar to the Kodaks from Man of Steel.
He loves big monsters.
He does.
Apparently.
Why, John? Why?
It's like Fantastic Beasts almost.
This just in, J.K. Rowling stole from John Peters. It's okay. John Peters will have the story in 3 years that he came up with the concept for Harry Potter.
There you go.
You know why Harry Potter works? You know, because he has the eyes of a fucking killer. Oh, Lord. Oh my god. Oh, okay, John. Okay. I also love that Tim Burton just has a full skeleton just on a couch in his house. Okay. You're making a Superman movie, John. Just reminding you. Truth, justice, the American way. Hope after just reminding you. Okay.
I don't want any of that. The heck with it. Wait, what?
Screw that. We definitely weren't burned on Batman Forever. That movie made a ton of money.
I think X-Men was a terrible example.
I think he was kind of just trying to describe the fact of like most superheroes are all from Earth. They're all of Earth. Superman is from Krypton. Don't roll your eyes at me, boy. Yeah, I love you, Clark. I love you. I love you. Oh, Nick.
This concept was interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at Clark Kent. You know, which I mean, it could have worked going a more '60s Peter Parker way.
Like Clark's trying too hard to fit in, I guess, is what he's almost kind of looking like.
Yeah,
Doesn't know how to act.
I mean, I'm more. That's why I like Christopher Reeve's interpretation of Clark Kent, because it's just outcasty enough that you wouldn't consider him to be Superman, but it's not too far that you feel like he's trying to hide something. Like it's a good balance.
Right.
Where he didn't really fly. Watch the Max Fleischer cartoons, he doesn't fly. He more just sort of jumps and he glides. That's why when it gets hit, he falls in those. Parkour, parkour. Like, that's a Batman thing. No. I mean, the fact that there's literally nothing they could do to harm Superman.
Hmm. Hmm.
That concept's cool too.
Hmm. I just don't get why you wouldn't just stick with the comic one. It
No
fit
kidding.
pretty well for what you wanted.
It's kind of what happens when non-comic book people make a comic book movie.
I like the concept though because that's like the point of Tim
Right.
Burton's visions is that it doesn't really.
Doesn't fit.
Well, it's because he doesn't read comic books.
No.
It works out. It's worked out 2 times. It could have worked out a third.
Yeah. I just, I think with Batman, you get away with that a little bit more than with Superman.
Right.
Like, again, I think this would have been a pretty good movie, but this, I think, is the biggest example of Tim Burton not being a comic book fan, which is not a problem.
Could be, yeah.
Again, this would have been like the end of the second act.
Mm. This would be like a 3-hour movie if it'd be too much.
I wonder how long this would have
Yeah.
been. Because this probably would be the end of the second act, and then the third act is him coming back and probably fighting Brainiac.
Steel. Wow.
Yeah, this is part of the movie world people don't like to talk about. Oh yeah, Warner Brothers, you made a great call on that one. He got his spider. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there it is.
One of the best ever.
Yep. What
All
could
right,
have been?
guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Paul, before we head out. What are your final thoughts on that? Since you that's the first time you've seen it.
Yeah, I tell you what, this was amazing to see. Just because the only thing we had seen prior to this was those snapshots of Nicolas Cage, and just seeing everything that from script to almost screen. It's just amazing to see all that behind the scenes, and I kind of would have liked to seen this on screen myself. I would have it would have come out around 97 or 98, and the freshman in college of me would have probably dug it.
110%. Matt, what are your thoughts?
I think newborn Matt would have probably liked this a lot. Would have really enjoyed it.
Right,
No,
I'm old. I get it. I'm old. I get it. Okay.
I'm not. That's not you. Just talking about the year. God.
I know.
Well,
All right.
why are old people so cranky?
It's getting late. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love this documentary. I already talked about. As a Superman fan, I've of course seen that picture dozens of times, and it was great to finally. It was funny as I was watching it. I remember the first time this documentary came to my forefront was Kevin Smith. I think it's Smodcast. He was talking about the documentary that he was a part of, and the fact that this guy, because it was around the time that I was just starting to watch AMC Movie Talk, so I didn't really know who Schnepp was, but this guy, John Schnepp, had all this archival footage and all this, and I had to search this thing out because I was like, oh my god, there's footage. And it's hard to watch this now, given just seeing him, and just I haven't quite processed that has happened, but I'm happy that we're always going to have this with him and with his with Schnepp's brilliance, and I'm happy that him and Holly were able to do this so that we can always we can always have Death of Superman Lives to show people what an amazing king of the sweaties he was, that he went out and uncovered the story of a movie that never was. Sorry to get really dark there, everyone.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, indeed, I agree. I echo Matt's statements entirely. Make sure to donate to the GoFundMe in the description. Anything helps Holly and the family. I would have loved to see this as a fantastic masterpiece, and I can't echo anything else. But Schnepp was going to make more of these, and apparently Holly and Kevin are going to be producing the stuff that he has already shot, and that they're going to be pitching.
Show. There's actually an episode of Fat Man on Batman that Holly and John guest on, and then John actually has a really funny moment where John lets it slip that they had this whole show they were working on that was going to be, I don't think it was going to be as in depth as this, of course, but it was going to be covering projects that never were. I'm hoping it comes out. And I was hoping that since like 2016 when that episode aired.
Yeah, apparently they shot a lot of that stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. Paul, where can the good people find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, obviously, with all the Schmo Down, movie trivia Schmodowns and Schmovilles and stuff. And Twitter, you can find me at the Mr. Wolf 12 and Instagram at the Mr. Wolf 12.
Matt?
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter. Matt Moves 611 on YouTube, and I also host a show called Second Look on Take 3. And I'm also on Summits and Reactions.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. You can also see every Wednesday. It's coming back next week. The Suddenly soundtracks. It was Moulin Rouge with Rachel. I delayed it due to what happened last week with John. You can also find me on YouTube at No Man's Land Entertainment, and every Saturday hosting, producing the Schmodown Rundown. So, guys, keep rocking, take care, and yeah, make sure to donate in the description. Cool.